America's going to get to see who witness X is. And I think that both witnesses are going to have a wealth of information that they're going to be able to share with the House Oversight Committee. We have bank records. We have bank violations. We have very specific tax questions to ask these whistleblowers.
And that was James Comer, House Oversight Committee Chairman, giving a powerful preview of what he claims will be stunning testimony from two IRS whistleblowers who will testify publicly for the world to see next week. This testimony is expected to be blockbuster. And joining us now is former acting Attorney General, and he's also legal board member for America First, Matt Whitaker. Matt, you know, this is going to be really powerful. You know, for the very first time, these two IRS whistleblowers will both be appearing before Congress. One of them, we've seen Gary Shapley. He's done some interviews. The other one's gone by the name of Whistleblower X, but he clearly feels that this is so important that he's coming forward. He's going to reveal, obviously, his name, his face, his testimony. What do you think the American people will hear?
Well, good morning, Rita. And, you know, I think this is going to be compelling testimony. Their previous sworn statements laid out a lot of the challenges in the Hunter Biden investigation, and we've talked about those before. But I think to see these seasoned IRS criminal investigators talk about how the investigation was spiked and the advantage was given to Hunter Biden by political appointees at the Department of Justice and elsewhere in the administration, I think it's going to shock Americans' conscience. I don't think people quite understand what happened so that Hunter Biden could get the least serious charges that were possible in this case, how other charges were allowed to expire under the statute of limitations. And Rita, I just think that this is must-see TV this week, next week.
You know, also, I agree with you, because when you see someone, too, I think the American public and certainly, obviously, the members of Congress, you can judge their credibility. There's something, I think, extremely powerful about that. And these two people, in fact, Gary Shapley, I think he worked for the IRS. It's been 13 years. So for them to put themselves and their reputation on the line, and also we're hearing at the same time that Comer has some more documents, bank records and other things. This combination, as a prosecutor, what do you think the message is going to be to the American public who are going to be watching this?
Yeah. So Congressman Comer, who's the chairman of the Oversight Committee, has been laying down his cards methodically. He clearly has more information. He keeps waiting for the administration and for the Hunter Biden team to take a position so that he can just keep laying out these subpoena documents, because he does have the goods. You know, I think what you said is so important. These two agents have so much credibility and so much experience, and they're not in this for politics. And that's the hard thing for Democrats on this committee, is you're not going to be able to charge them with politicizing this case. In fact, it's the people at DOJ, it's the political appointees of Joe Biden that are trying to protect his son. And you have career IRS criminal investigators, including Gary, who is a leader and a manager and a supervisor. And I think that makes it really even more compelling, because, again, they have no axe to grind. The only reason they're doing it is because they believe in justice, and they believe this case was not treated the same as other cases.
Yeah, and they have everything to lose by coming forward, too. Right. You know, on the flip side, you know, the timing is really powerful, too, Matt. And you know this all too well, because the plea deal is supposed to go before the judge on July 26th. So this comes the week before. Talk about the significance of this and maybe the impact it could have maybe on the judge.
Yeah, Rita, that's a really good point. Remember, this is a 11C1C plea agreement where the judge has to either accept or reject that plea agreement. So it doesn't get through if the judge thinks it's unfair. And so this testimony by these agents, I think, is going to give a national IRS perspective as to how these cases should have been handled. And this judge is going to have experience as well with these types of cases and see that this is a sweetheart deal. So I think that is a really tough hurdle for this judge to look at this plea agreement and to think it's fair and in the interest of justice.
Yeah, absolutely. They may say, hey, let's put a pause on this. This was very powerful, what we saw just a few days earlier. Certainly, the judge is going to see it. I mean, it's going to be everywhere. I want to switch gears with you, too, Matt, and I want to talk with you about the Secret Service because they announced that they're ending their investigation into the cocaine discovered at the White House. Now, they claim that they were unable to recover any DNA, any fingerprints, that there was no surveillance footage, no video, nothing. Do you believe that? I've been in the White House many times. I know you've been in the White House many times. It is the most surveilled building in the world, and I find it inconceivable.
There are cameras everywhere. There's angles. There's multiple cameras covering multiple doors. You know, and the interesting thing is, if they weren't able to do this like they claim, then why wouldn't they express how they could improve their coverage? Because, you know, we were given several different locations where it was discovered. They dialed in on, you know, essentially a lockbox at one of the entrances where people check their cell phones. They said the key, you know, wasn't recovered. It's a really interesting story, to say the least. And the fact that there doesn't seem to be much curiosity by law enforcement on this is concerning. And it's also very concerning that the spokesperson for the White House lied to us, suggesting that the Biden family hadn't been there any time when this was discovered, and they were there the whole day on that Friday. So, you know, there are more questions than answers, but this administration will continue to obfuscate and be unhelpful because that's just the way they operate.
And also, it was revealed that there were drugs in there 2 times before. Also, that was just came out too. I mean, it really is amazing. Do you think it's all about preferential treatment? Is there some sort of favoritism that you think is behind this, Matt? Real quick.
Yeah, Rita, it's hard to know. We just they won't give us any facts, and so we're left to wildly speculate, which I'm not, you know, really in a way to do, because some of these things require facts to apply it. But, you know, obviously there's one former cocaine addict in the White House that's been residing there, and so, you know, you can't rule him out as a suspect for certain.
Yeah, and by the way that they're handling it, they're leaving everything open. I mean, that's the issue, too. And just as you said, it's leaving it to big speculation in all different directions. Matt Whitaker, thank you very much. Boy, this is going to be an interesting week that's coming up. Thank you, Matt.
Have a great Saturday.
You too.